Hey everybody, it's me, Greg Mannarino, back for my post-market wrap-up for this special day. Not just lovely, but actually lovely and special. We'll talk about why. Ignore this for now. Okay, people, I want to cover a whole bunch of things today. I also want to cover the fake news that is being spread all over the place right now. Let's start off with this. So stocks today melted down pretty substantially. The Dow Jones Industrial Average peeled off over 400 points after being up 150 points. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down about 600 points at one particular time. So let's do a quick recap, and I want to move on to a few things, including this, which you're going to enjoy. Let's see. Okay, so this morning, I explained to you in the video that I did earlier how stock futures were down. Then all of a sudden, we got bad economic news. We found out that in January, consumer spending just kind of hit a wall. Now, I also explained to you that our economy is dependent on consumers spending. Well, when this hit the tape, stock futures reversed from being down triple digits to being positive. It's an incredible move. Again, why? Bad economic news, market goes higher because it's addicted to the Federal Reserve's drugs. That's all it is. It's like a main line. And any hint that the Fed might take away or normalize their balance sheet or normalize their incredible stimulus like we've never seen before in the history of the world for now a decade, well, the market doesn't like it. So with that said, again, these futures traders, and I covered this, I think, in a unique way on my first video, they got burned hardcore today. And I say, good. It's about time that people are going to be held accountable for their actions. No one's guilty. No one can, in this environment, no one's at blame. They can't even blame themselves. But again, there's going to be a point where bad news affects this market the way it should. That is in a negative way. So it's about time that the market reacts normally. So for these traders, maybe you learned the lesson. Could have been an expensive one for you, but that's life in the big city. Okay. Now, let's move on to the fake news a little bit. If you were to go to Market Watch right now, their big article is market, sells off or melts down on the news of tariffs. Well, this is a lie because the news of these tariffs actually started yesterday and was out there this morning. And after President Trump announced his tariffs, what he was going to do, I didn't pay any attention to it, I'll be honest with you. Market was still trying to find ground. It was up, it was down, it was all over the place. After that, and after Powell opened up his trap, which I covered on my social networks, I mean, this guy here, number one, when he backed off, when he started sounding dovish, that's when the stock market went up 150 points. Market was like, okay, he's going to have our back. But let me explain to you why this market sold off today so you can understand. There's several reasons. Number one, it had nothing to do with President Trump announcing tariffs and a trade war. We've been hearing about this for probably way before Trump took office. I mean, come on. That's a fact. This market sold off today in large part, I think, because it's losing confidence in this new Fed chair, Powell. Did you see him there today? Looked like a little boy, a little boy in an old man outfit, trying to make sense of what's going on here in the markets. And they asked some good questions, some of them, but they didn't address anything real. You know that. But the market today, I think, lost a little bit of confidence in this guy to basically have the markets back in the same way that Yellen did. That sparked the sell-off. The rest of this sell-off is pretty straightforward. We have a Federal Reserve-induced fake market that the distortions are off the charts, valuations that make no sense whatsoever, round after round after round of bad economic news, and that is why the market sold off today. The market has one job, and you know what it is if you follow this blog. One job, and one job only for every single aspect of this market, whether it's debt, whether it's stocks, whether it's real estate, whether it's whatever it might be, is to determine fair value. When you got distortions like this, and there are bubbles all over the place, inverse bubbles, bubbles to the upside, you know, like it's on a hair trigger. So this is going to correct to fair value. I'm not saying that's going to happen right now because I believe this is going to get propped back up. I really do. But I tell you, the fake news propagation, the inept people on the Confederacy of Dunces especially is just off the Richter scale. Because they're going to try to justify this sell-off here every way they can. Yesterday's sell-off, how did they justify that? I don't know. They came up with some other reason. And today they're trying to blame it on this tariffs thing, which was already out there before the market took a dump. But they have to justify it in a way to keep the public blind. You understand? They can't allow people to understand that this market is in la-la land. Fantasy land, literally off the Richter scale. Look, everything is literally off the freaking Richter scale, especially here in the United States. Now, that brings me to why I have a piece of clothing with a couple of heads here that can be viewed. I want to clarify something today that I found very interesting. Now, before I reveal my lovely drawings, and you all know how talented I am, I'm kidding. I can't draw to save my life. It's true. But before I reveal this, I don't know how many of you heard this today. I posted it all over my social networks. But now, apparently, it's no longer proper. Sit down for this one. It's no longer proper to call a pregnant woman a she. It's just not proper anymore. So, with that said, let's go over a few things here that I think are really more important than what's going on in the stock market. Actually, they do play in together. They're both insane. All right? So, you ready? Ah! Were you expecting something else? No. Pregnant woman, she. Now this here is my rendition of a man wearing a dress and some makeup. Now, apparently, from what I'm hearing, and you probably heard the same thing too, it's proper to call this man in a dress and makeup she. This is proper. Now, it is improper, it's not right, to call a pregnant woman a she. Now, I would imagine that in any place on earth where people aren't dumbed down to the point where they literally can't walk and chew gum at the same time, and that pretty much sums up a certain faction here in the United States, you would understand that this is just bizarre. Now, for those people, I want to ask them just one more question. Now, you know, I will admit right here and now, I have an XY chromosome. I am a man. But if I were to wear this, would that make me a woman? What would that do? It would make me a man wearing this. It's kind of nice, isn't it? I know you. I know you. Anyway, I just really wanted to get this out here. Seriously. Anyway, let's see how this market plays out. Going back to the market here and away from this madness, because that's what this is. It's madness and insanity that is off the Richter scale once again. And if you don't believe in this logic, please unsub from me. There's something wrong with you. Or maybe go do something with yourself. I don't know. With that said, I'm going to let you all go. We will reconvene right back here tomorrow. And I promise you, I will not be wearing this. I won't wear it. I refuse. I'll see you in the morning.